The following is a production of WCMP Sports. It's time for boys playoff basketball action here on KBEK. Tonight we'll see the Milaca Wolves getting set to take on the Annandale Cardinals. Tip-off is coming your way shortly, but now we send it out to the court for the pregame. Well, welcome back in, ladies and gentlemen, to another broadcast of boys Section 6AA basketball here on nice 95.5 FM KBEK. This time, it's the Milaca Wolves getting set to take on the Annandale Cardinals here in the other quarterfinal game here at Sexton Arena on the campus of St. John's University. The Milaca Wolves getting set to take on the Annandale Cardinals, and the Milaca Wolves here. How they got here? Well, they are the number 3 seed, and they got to host Kimball in the first round, and they beat them 82-52, so a pretty big win there for the Milaca Wolves. And something the Milaca Wolves has done all year is score a lot of points, and they are very, very good at scoring a lot of points. In fact, I think they had the most prolific offense in Section 6AA here this year, so they are trying to use that and punch their ticket to the semifinals as well as Mora did. And if that is the case, we would see a rematch between the Mustangs and the Wolves for the third time this season. It would be the third time those two teams would face off this year. And I think it would be another great game between those two teams, but we have to get through it first as the Milaca Wolves facing off against Annandale. Annandale beat Pine City in that first round 69-59. That was a good one. I was there. Those two teams got off to a fast start in that one, did Pine City and Annandale. It seemed like we were going to be in for a shootout in that game, but unfortunately for the Pine City Dragons, it did not turn out that way as they could not get their shots to start to fall late in that one. Annandale got a bunch of rebounds, and before you knew it, time was slowly working against Pine City, and Pine City had to get Annandale to the line. Annandale pretty much converted all of their free throws, and before you knew it, clock had pretty much run out on Pine City, and that gave Annandale the victory, 69-59. But again, the Milaca Wolves will be taking on Annandale here this evening, and it should be a good matchup here between these two teams. But I, of course, am Ethan Game Day Gilman here in this one, and joining alongside me once again is Andy Beckstrom. And Andy, this should be another fun one between these two teams here again on 95.5 FM.
Yeah, it should be a really fun afternoon worth of games here, and it should be a fun matchup between these two squads. Milaca getting a big win over the top of Annandale. They did play once earlier this year, a good solid, about a 29-point win if I remember correctly. And Milaca playing very well over the course of the year. They've won 9 of their last 10 coming into this matchup, so they are playing very well. Their one loss was to the number 1 seed, Albany. And you mentioned they are a high-flying offense. They average 74.4 points a game. That is tied with Albany for number 1 as far as points. As far as defensively, a little bit more middle of the road, but at the same time, a very, very talented ball club. We talked earlier, Mora is going to be the team. They lead the section in defensive points allowed. Milaca is going to be the opposite of that. Mora is going to shut you down and try to just be able to, score enough points. Milaca is just going to shoot out and run and hit from everywhere that they can and try to just outscore whatever you can muster.
Absolutely. We kind of seen a similar game to that here this past week when Pine City took on Albany in the girls section semifinal, where it was Albany who had one of the best defenses in fact, the best defense in the section, and Pine City had the best offense in the section, and those two teams went at it, and Albany came out on top. So we'll see similar here, but as I was able to watch Annandale in that game against Pine City, it'll be interesting because Annandale, they can get those guys off the bench who do very well. They've got a freshman in, I forgot his name now, but his number is 13, and he comes off the bench, and he led the team off the bench there on Wednesday in scoring with 22 points for Annandale. So this team does a very good job. They don't go super deep. I think they go about 7 deep on their bench, maybe 8, but Again, they don't go very deep on their bench, but they don't really need to because those bench players who do come in, man, do they do a good job of not only coming in and replacing the talent that Annandale has, but also kind of coming out with their own set of skills and doing what the defense doesn't expect them or the offense doesn't expect them to do, and it just creates another level of depth for any team who's facing off against Annandale. So don't count this Annandale team out. Yes, the records might be heavily in favor of Milaca, the scoring heavily in favor of Milaca, but you really can't count out this Annandale team because of the fact that when they get going, I mean, they're so hard to stop, and it's the threes. Again, not from necessarily the starters all the time, but from the guys who come off the bench. And sadly, I haven't been able to call and or watch a Milaca game this year, so I'm very excited to see what this team looks like.
Yeah, they're definitely one of the more talented teams Milaca's had in the last handful of years. Of course, you go back to kind of the early-ish 2000s. They had the team that went to state out of a 6AA, kind of led by a Division I prospect, Eric Bergstrom. But otherwise, they've had some talented clubs over the years, but this is one of the high-flying teams they've had in quite a few years, and looking to be able to try to move that ahead in postseason play, maybe be able to get back to state, be able to kind of take things where they haven't been in quite a few years, and try to be able to do some damage in this 6AA field.
They certainly could, and a pretty good matchup here this evening. Of course, the game beforehand saw Mora defeat the Melrose Dutchmen, so they are in the semifinals here next Wednesday at St. John's University in Sexton Arena, and this game, whoever wins this one will be facing off against Mora in the semifinals, and then the winner of that game will go to the championship, presumably against the favorite Albany. Now, again, it is playoffs, and you just never know, but Albany has had, just a dominant year. They've lost, one game this year and are the number one seed, and as Andy mentioned, they are tied with the best scoring offenses with Milaca. So, again, it is playoffs. You never want to say that a team is going to advance before the game has been played, but Albany for many, many years now has been pretty much a shoo-in for that championship game. Yeah,
if you, if nothing else, if you just kind of run the chalk lines, you expect Mora Milaca to be the next matchup, which Mora's already punched their ticket. Milaca looking to be able to do the same here in just a handful of minutes. But on the other side, Albany has just been year in and year out such a dominant program, being able to put themselves just in that position all the time to just give themselves a chance and be around it, and just that's all you really can ask for is just a chance to be able to be around it, and they've built it up now to the point that they're expected to be around it.
Absolutely. Well, we will take a commercial break here. Word from our fine sponsors. When we come back, we'll be set for tip-off here on 95.5 FM KBEK for this Milaca-Annandale matchup.
This high school sports season, Wellia Health wants to remind you that they want to help your athletes stay in the game. Sports medicine services are available at every Wellia Health campus. Whether it's the young athlete, the weekend warrior, or the accomplished athlete, injuries can happen. Get back in the game by calling the sports medicine experts at Wellia Health, 320-679-1313. Wellia Health. Live life well.
Keep your home or business comfortable this winter by getting a furnace tune-up from Dale's Heating and Appliance. A tune-up from Dale's will keep your furnace running at peak efficiency so you can stay warm all winter. And Dale's offers financing on new heating systems as well. Your hometown heating expert is Dale's Heating and Appliance. Avoid costly repairs and call Dale's Heating and Appliance at 320-629-3531 or find them online at dalesheatingandappliance.com. dalesheatingandappliance.com.
Did you know that Franzen Bank and Trust is a Minnesota-owned company? And they're one of the largest community banks around. That's a great combination. As a community bank, they're dedicated to their customers and the communities they serve. You might say they're big enough to help, small enough to care. Last March, they provided $20,000 in grants to 6 different Minnesota communities. They also processed well over 1,700 PPP loans, allowing local small businesses to keep their employees on the payroll during the pandemic. Franzen Bank and Trust. Real people, real results. Member FDIC.
Are you interested in a technical degree that can quickly help you land your dream career? Or maybe you've always dreamed of going to a 4-year college, but you'd like to start close to home. Either way, Pine Technical and Community College has you covered. PTCC offers more than 50 degrees in hot fields like healthcare information technology, advanced manufacturing, and business. PTCC is now accepting applications. Financial aid may be available online at pine.edu. Starting out or starting over, find your future at Pine Technical and Community College.
Everyone has a long to-do list nowadays. With a busy schedule, it's easy to forget about yourself. Don't neglect your dental health. Schedule a quick and easy checkup with Dr. Matt at Northbound Dental in Ogilvie and Milaca. Dr. Matt and his team believe life is better with healthy teeth and would love to see you and your family soon. Make an appointment today at northbounddental.com or visit them on Facebook. Family Dentistry in Ogilvie and Milaca. We look forward to brightening your smile. northbounddental.com.
This is Paul Jackson, broker owner of Hewitt Jackson Real Estate in Milaca, located across from Casey's General Store. We have been serving the local community for the past 17 years and would like to wish the Wolves a great experience in playoffs. Come visit our website at www.hewittjacksonrealestate to view not only our listings, but all the listings across the state of Minnesota. And again, go Wolves!
Back here on 95.5 FM, KBEK. We're getting ready for the start of the second of our section quarterfinal matchups here. This one we'll see the Milaca Wolves and the Annandale Cardinals. The starting lineups here for the Annandale Cardinals, who are head coached by Skip Dolan. It'll be number 1, Caleb Purcell. Number 5, Brandon Valdez. Number 10, Nick Walter. Number 22, Graham Zulke. And number 35, Gavin Wang. On the other side for the Milaca Wolves, it'll be number 1, Kyle Martin. Number 2, Peyton Hunt. Number 10, Lewis Wolbert. Number 12, Braden Taylor. And number 34, Trace Haas.
Haas going back a long time. Very talented basketball name in the Milaca area. Sam Haas, one of the assistant coaches. Joe Haas, one of the 1,000-point scorers from Milaca that I graduated with. Incredible talented family around that local area.
And they continue bring it down through the generations as, again, Trace Haas here, and his Wolves team will hope to get a victory here and punch their ticket to the semifinal. Of course, we see Peyton Hunt. I'm assuming it's his sister Willow, who is on the girls team, and again, just a lot of family in basketball, and you like to see that. And here we go, tip-off. It will be Haas and Wang at center court for tip-off. Ball's up, won by the Wolves. So the Wolves will start with it on offense, and it's going to be Braden Taylor. Taylor will hand it off to Haas, and now he'll give it off to Wolbert. Wolbert, top of the key, looks to drive. He gives it off on the far side there for 3 for Taylor. It's no good. Going to be rebounded here by Caleb Purcell. Purcell brings it up the court, gives it off on the far side here to Walter. Walter, he'll give it off now to Valdez. Valdez looks to drive inside. He stops and gives it back to Zulke. Zulke being patient now and gives it off right back to Walter. Walter to Wang, and Wang, big body here for the Annandale Cardinals. And he's a presence inside, and see, we'll get that rebound. No good on his shot. And it's rebounded that time by the Milaca Wolves' Kyle Martin. Putting up a shot for the Wolves is going to be Lewis Wolbert for 2, and he drops it in for the game's first points.
We talked a lot in the Mora game about Mora being methodical on offense, being patient on offense. You are not going to see any of that tonight.
The Wolves want to score and score in a hurry, and they do there, putting the first points on the board. They lead 2-0. Now with it is Zulke, gives it off to Valdez. Valdez, he wanted to go to Walter, but Walter guarded very well by the Wolf defender, and now he's going to drive inside, and that ball is blocked by Kyle Martin. They're not going to get the goaltending. That is what all of the Cardinal fans want, and that one's going to be swatted out by the Wolves.
Annandale dodges a bullet as Milaca gets a turnover and loses the basketball in their own area. But the Annandale coach is absolutely, he's a steaming pot on the oven right now. He is fired up right now. Everybody wearing, well, I'd say red, but Milaca's red too. But, yeah, everybody wearing Cardinal red. Absolutely up in arms over that last one.
Yeah, and that was pretty close, but I think that one maybe should have been. This shot no good by Purcell, rebounded by Valdez. Now inside to Walter, back outside to Valdez on the far side. He'll bring it to the top of the key and kind of reset things here for the Cardinals. They'll get set up, and Purcell will drift to the far side. Now he gives it off to Zulke. Zulke, he looks to drive inside, quickly guarded by the Milaca Wolf defender. It's going to be Valdez who looks. He gives it off to Zulke again. Zulke will pull up a long three that looks on the mark, but it's just off the side, and Martin grabs the rebound here for Milaca. Bringing it up the court is Wolbert.
You see Wolbert get the basketball, and immediately he turns up court looking for some sort of fast break offense.
Nick Walter will get that missed shot from Wolbert, and back to the Cardinals now. It's Zulke. He'll give it off to Valdez, and the Cardinals got a little bit of that Mora offense in them, in the fact that they will be patient. They are a team. Again, I only say it because I've seen one game, so I know everything about the Cardinals that you need to know. No, I've seen one game as Gavin Wang will get the friendly bounce on that one as he drops it in for two, but Annandale will be a little bit more of a patient offense out here, but they can turn on the heat as well. So kind of Mora-ish in a way, but I don't think anyone does it like Mora, as this one is poked out, nearly stolen away that time by Walter. Nice job to poke it out and not get the foul call. Now Martin will bring it back up. It's Wolbert who has it. He'll look to drive inside. He'll give it back outside to Haas. Haas now to Wolbert. Wolbert top of the key. He looks to drive inside. Haas on the far side. Three. It's good.
Good solid shot, and a little bit more patience on offense on that one, being able to just get a good open look on that far side and way to be able to hit that shot from the corner.
Valdez has it now for the Cardinals, and the Wolves lead 5-2 with under 14 and a half to go here in the first half. He'll give it off on the far side to Walter. Walter gives it back to Valdez. Valdez to Zelke now. Zelke, he looks, he drives inside, now stops. That lane closed up quickly that he once had. He's looking, trying to drive inside. Zelke has it poked, but he holds on to it.
Great job by Taylor. Really good defense.
Absolutely, and almost got a steal for the Wolves, but does Zulke to bring it back for the Cardinals. So now he gives it off to Valdez. Valdez wants to go inside to Walter. He'll give it to Purcell. Purcell now to Zulke, now to Wang. Purcell on the near side. Goes inside to Walter, back outside to Valdez for three. That's off the mark, but right there for the rebound is Walter. To Purcell, inside to Wang. Wang, he's a big, strong body inside, but he backs out to Walter. A pull-up jumper is going to fall through for Nick Walter.
The rims are made in Annandale tonight, I believe. They've had a couple of those shots that have just been around the rim and been able to fall in. Just a friendly roll for the Cardinals.
Wolbert will hand it off now to Taylor, who shoots the two. It's going to be no good. Purcell with the rebound. Quickly up to Zulke, but wow, the quickness of Taylor to come from behind and make sure Zulke does not have a chance to drive to the basket. I mean, Taylor, he was well behind, but he came out of nowhere to make sure Zulke doesn't have a chance.
One of the reasons why Milaca's had such a successful season. A lot of height, a lot of quickness.
That shot was blocked, but somehow Wang comes down with it, shooting over the defender is Walter, and he gets it to fall for three.
Walter over Wolbert. Just set his feet, and Wolbert kind of leaned back just a little bit, just enough to give him enough room to be able to shoot over the top of him.
And you can get that from Walter and Purcell for this Cardinal team. I've seen that a little bit in the Pine City game, as now it is going to be Taylor who wanted to go underneath, and Purcell was waiting for that when he steals it. We'll get a foul here on Haas. So Trace Haas going to be the guilty Wolf. It's going to be his first, team's first.
Kind of interesting matchup. Valdez is matched up with Kyle Martin. Martin has him by almost a foot, but just because of the height that Milaca has, that's just where he's got to be able to match up with them.
Dylan Greninger will check into the game here for the Wolves. I believe we also, maybe we didn't. I thought we had a substitution for Milaca's. Valdez three-point shot is no good, and Peyton Hunt will bring in the rebound, and quickly up the court goes Wolbert. Left alone is Greninger for three off the front of the rim, no good. And it's going to be a rebound here for Walter. And again, that's going to be the offense we see from Milaca. They're just going to roll up the court, quickly take the shot. Although that time, that was probably the best idea because, I mean, Greninger was left alone.
Yeah, that was a good shot in rhythm, and that's what Milaca wants to do. They're going to get good shots. You're not going to see – it's going to be quick, but they're not forcing them.
Absolutely, and now Wang for three. Didn't see a lot of that, and that might be why. They must say he stepped his foot on the line. I didn't think he did, but I thought Valdez did a good job of kind of floating over it, but apparently he did not. So we're going to get a timeout call here by the Milaca Wolves. And while they take a quick timeout, we'll take one as well to hear a word from our video sponsor, Wellia Health.
Welcome.
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 Welcome to a new era in healthcare.
With expert caregivers
and advanced facilities,
we help you live
in the best way possible.
Engaged, encouraged, and well.
So welcome.
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 Welcome to the new Wellia Health.
Live life well.
Back here on 95.5 FM KBEK, Wellia Health, thanks to them for sponsoring the video broadcast. Wellia Health is here to keep you feeling your best so that you can enjoy all the things you love best. Count on them for eye exams, mental health services, rehabilitation, wellness exams, urgent care, and much more. Schedule by calling 679-1313. Milaca Wolves out of the timeout, have it back on offense, and it's going to be Wolbert, who takes the shot. It's no good, and Purcell with another rebound for the Cardinals. He'll bring it up the court to Zulke now. Zulke stands at the U of the SJU logo. He's trying to get around the defender, Greninger, but not so easy. And now it'll get to Wang.
I think Jonah Smart ball fake from that U earlier.
Yeah. And we've got a Milaca player down in a lot of pain. I believe that's Kyle Martin. Not going to speculate, but he's down, and they're not going to.
They're not going to stop it since it is still Annandale on offense until they get the ball, and then Milaca is going to get the injury timeout on that one. It's a tough break to have him go down, but that is definitely fans are not going to like that, but that's really the way the rules and officiating is supposed to go, that you let the offense play it out. You know, Annandale could have potentially backed it off and maybe taken a timeout, but you've seen the coaches say, nope, run it. Try to utilize the extra attacker, if you will, to be able to use kind of a 5-on-4. Run your offense. Somebody's going to be wide open. They just weren't able to hit the shot.
And that was Kyle Martin. Sadly, he's going to go and get looked at. We're not going to speculate as to what it was. We just hope that he is back into this game sooner rather than later. Never want to see anybody injured, no matter who's playing. But in for him will be Jaeger Ash, either one. He shot that time. Is up and in for two from Peyton Hunt. And that will tie it at 7 here with creeping up on halfway to go through this first half.
Jaeger Ash is going to draw the tough matchup inside on defense.
3 is no good, and it's going to be Gavin Wang who brings in the rebound. And a 3 that time is going to be no good. Still fighting for the rebound, and I believe that is Peyton Hunt with the rebound for the Wolves. Ben Walter checks into the game for the Cardinals. Ash has it, and he'll hand it off to Wolbert. Wolbert will pull up from the free throw line. No good, and Nick Walter with the rebound for Annandale. Tied at 7. Purcell, man, he does find another gear at times, and he gets by the defender, and it makes it 9-7.
Milaca's got to do a better job being able to get back on defense, not allowing those fast break points for Annandale.
Milaca does have it back, though, and it's Haas with it. He'll now give it off to Ash. Ash quickly to Greninger. Greninger back to Haas. Haas looks, drives inside. And he's going to be fouled, Will Haas. And he'll go to the line and shoot 2. I believe they're going to get Purcell with his first and the team's first. So Trace Haas will go to line and shoot 2 and try and tie this one up at 9 with 9:36 to go here in the first half on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. Embrace Orthodontics, custom braces or Invisalign with 3 locations in Pine City, Lindstrom, and Cambridge. The first one is up and in from Haas. And checking in for the Cardinals is not see who came in, but they did get a substitution for Wang.
There's Ryan Newman, or correction, Graham Zilke, 22.
So they got a couple substitutions here, but yes, Ryan Newman did check into the game. And by the way, Haas made them both to tie this one at 9. Annandale has it back on offense, and again, creeping up on that halfway point. This is kind of got the feel of that Mora game where it was a fast-paced first half. It was tied, closing in on that halfway point, and then Mora finally took over. Maybe that will be the case here for Milaca, and tying it up. I think it's a jump ball. Yep, nice job there.
That was beautiful sink by Wolbert. He sensed the defense moving that direction. Jagger Ash peeled off and helped side defense to the other side, and Wolbert did a really good job moving inside to be able to get himself in a good position to be able to knock a ball away. Ball got through, but he was right in front of him to be able to tie it up.
Annandale will hold on to possession, but yeah, just a great job there. Oh, nice job there by Wolbert to knock that inbound pass out, and then not getting himself established in was Nick Walter, so it's going to go back to the Milaca Wolves. Nice job there by Milaca.
Just because you're 6'7" doesn't mean you're not going to be able to just toss the ball high.
Right. And Wolbert finds a lane inside. Oh, couldn't lay it in for 2. And Wang is going to grab the rebound, and that's ones that you got to drill if you're Milaca. Under 9 minutes to go here. Wang inside, and he's struggling. It's going to be stolen away. Stolen away here by Peyton Hunt. Gives it inside. No good. Peyton Hunt gets the rebound. No good.
Milaca has missed a ton of shots in close. It'll be interesting to see at halftime what the stats bear out as far as the field goal percentage. But that's the only reason Milaca is not up by about 15 right now.
Right, and again, they had a prime opportunity on these last 2 possessions to go up by 4 or if not 6, but they could not convert, and Annandale has a chance to retake the lead with 8:05 to go here in the first half. By the way, in for Milaca right now is Griffin Bolt, wearing number 24. Wang trying to drive inside, gives it off far side to Purcell, and that is good for 3.
Good ball rotation, good patience, being able to find the open man on the court.
12-9, and right now Milaca trails by 3, and Hunt thought about the shot. Instead, he gives it off to Greninger. Far side 3, almost there from Ash, but it is no good. Nick Walter with the rebound, and Zulke looking to drive. He pulls up the jumper. It's in for 2. And all of a sudden, it's now a 5-point lead for Annandale.
Good job on just being patient on offense. Kind of do a jab step, get your defender kind of leaning a little bit, and just hit that open J.
And for Milaca, again, they love to score, but right now, Andy, not getting those shots to fall. And if you are the Milaca Wolves, I mean, what do you do here in this situation down by 5?
Well, I think you just got to get a solid shot on offense and keep playing your game. Great rebound by Jagger Ash. And as I was going to mention, just keep playing your game. They haven't played bad. It's not like they have a bunch of turnovers. They just haven't been able to hit the shots that are good shots to take.
Another miss there from long range, and rebounded by Wang, and Annandale will come up the court once again. 6:35 to go here in the first half. Annandale leads 14-9, and not the scoring I thought we would see here in this first half. I thought we'd see this one kind of running away on the scoreboard with both teams scoring a bunch, but not the case so far. And
yeah, you look at Milaca only scoring 9 points thus far. And a great strip by Wolbert and be able to slap it also off of the guard's leg. But, 9 points, Milaca averaging close to 75 points a game. I don't know that they're quite going to get to 37 by halftime.
Maybe not, but I don't know. Crazier things have happened. We'll see. But here they go. They do get it back on offense again. Nice strip there. And it looks like that is Kyle Martin who is back into the game. So great to see. He was clutching that knee a little bit, and you never want to speculate when it comes to that. But great to see him back in the game. And do you think that gives Milaca a little bit more motivation with him back in the game? Well, we'll see, as that will give them motivation from Peyton Hunt. A big 3 there.
Again, Milaca working quickly and getting an open shot. and just hitting the shot that presented to him.
Valdez inside is no good. Going to be taken away here by Griffin Bolt. Nice job by Bolt getting the steal, and quickly up the court goes Wolbert. Wolbert thought about the three, fakes a three, pulls up, two, and I'd say they found some momentum after that hit three from Hunt.
And now Annandale taking a timeout right as Milaca gets all the momentum, all the crowd on their feet here in St. John's as Milaca starting to find the rhythm.
We'll take a quick word from Wellia Health, our video sponsor.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Welcome. Welcome.
Welcome to a new era in healthcare.
With expert caregivers
In advanced facilities.
we help you live.
In the best way possible.
Engaged, encouraged, and well.
So welcome.
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 Welcome to the new Wellia Health.
Live life well.
Thanks again to Wellia Health for providing the video stream sponsorship. Wellia Health is helping student athletes shine. Sports medicine services from Wellia Health is offered at all three locations, Moore, Pine City, and Hinckley. Again, Wellia Health wants to remind you that they want to help your athletes stay in the game. Dr. Mullen and his staff are available at all Wellia Health campuses. So again, we're tied at 14 here, but the last 30 seconds have really swung momentum heavily in the favor of the Milaca Wolves, and it didn't get the start that they wanted, but my. Have the last couple of possessions been all Milaca, and I think a big reason, too, for that is the fact that they're creating turnovers now.
Absolutely, and we talk about how much of a high-flying offense they have and being able to score in bunches, but really this first half it's been the defense of Milaca that's really not only kept them in the game, but got them in the position that they're in.
As now the Cardinals have it in the front court. They work it off here. They do get Walter, and Walter will look. They'll give it off now. Back to Valdez. Valdez on that far side. As now Valdez looks inside to Purcell. He'll go to Zulke. Zulke looks, backs it out on the near side. Looks, drives inside. Now over to Nick. That's Nick Walter. He puts it up and in for two.
Good patience by Walter to be able to let the defender fly by him, just be able to have that patience with his hands to be able to get that ball above the rim.
And now Milaca has it back. We'll see how quickly they can answer with a two of their own. That shot no good by Wolbert. And it's rebounded that time by number 11. Of course, as soon as I take my eye off the
Thomas
roster.
Westman.
There it is. So he gets the rebound, and now Annandale another chance to try and extend their lead. It's going to be Westman who drives inside, almost traveled, but did a good job of getting the ball away. Gives it off to Valdez. Valdez, top of the key, now gives it off to Zulke. Zulke, I think he wanted Purcell, but Purcell was guarded very closely by Peyton Hunt, and there was no chance he was getting it to him unless he wanted that one to be stolen away. So Valdez will get it to Zulke. Zulke drives underneath the bat. Oh, I was going to say, there's no way. That one falls in as Martin will get the rebound for Milaca. And driving inside is going to be Hunt, and he's going to be fouled. It'll be the second team foul here for Annandale.
Again, it's just Milaca running kind of a fast break offense, a pseudo fast break. They get the ball outletted, they get the ball up court quickly, and they move the ball up to be able to get it to the rim as quickly as you can. Try to take advantage of a defender that may be on their heels.
And I was wondering if this was going to be two shots or not, but it is. And first one is up and good. Annandale, their head coach, Dolan, does not like the fact that it is two shots. But it is. And now checking into the game is going to be number 4. That's Bryce Merworth. This one rolls home as well for Peyton Hunt, so he gets them both to fall to tie it back up at 16 with under 3.5 minutes to go here in the first half between Milaca and Annandale. One of these teams is going to face off against Mora next Wednesday here at Sexton Arena on the campus of St. John's, and the winner will punch their ticket to the championship game at St. Cloud State. Zulke, he'll go to Wang now to Walter. Nick Walter for three, gets it to go.
Annandale's been hitting just about everything. We talked about some of the struggles on offense that Milaca hasn't been able to hit the shots that they normally would. Annandale's hitting everything they're throwing up.
Yeah, they really are, and for Milaca right now, trying to get going from three, that one's not going to fall either, and Nick Walter, another rebound. This young man has just been all over the court here this evening. As they'll have it back on offense, it's Zelke with under 3 minutes to go. Annandale has a 3-point lead. And going inside to Wang now. Martin guarding Wang. Wang has it blocked and stolen by Martin.
Great job by Martin to be able to keep his feet, not force it one direction or another, and get that block.
Braden Taylor got a nice pass inside from Wolbert. I mean, he was waiting underneath the basket just saying, I'm open if you wanna. And he does make it.
Great moving without the basketball. We talked about that before. Getting to an open spot on the floor. Defenders looking the other direction. Go ahead and slip behind him.
That's just what he did, too. I mean, he was like, Zulke may have caught a break there. He's going to be fouled. That one's going to be on Braden Taylor, their second. So caught a little bit of a break there. There's 2:01 to go. Milaca trails by one here in this first half. And I've seen a lot of that in that game against Pine City where they inbound it into the backcourt just to kind of avoid any danger. And then they'll bring it back to the front court. And now, Zulke with it. And Zulke trying to get around the defender. He's guarded well, gives it off to Purcell. Purcell, nice hesitation, but coming out of nowhere, different dimension is Wolbert to grab that rebound.
Martin came across defensively and affected that shot. He didn't touch it at all, but he affected the way that it was taken.
And they'll give it out to Martin on the far side. Now top of the key here for Taylor. Taylor back to Martin. Martin looking to drive instead. That's Hunt who gives it off now to Wolbert. And Wolbert going to get a legal screen here on Milaca. It's going to go against Taylor. It's going to be his second and the team's third.
Thought that he had his feet set on that one, but the official's seen it differently. Go ahead and call him for the block. Maybe I'm moving just a little bit. And the turnovers have, not so much the turnovers, but just cold shooting and not being able to get their offense going as much as they have, plaguing the Wolves so far in this first half.
And you can just tell if this Milaca Wolves team does get their offense going, holy moly, is it going to be tough to stop. I mean, they move so quickly on offense, it's hard to keep up almost, but man, oh man, if they can get it rolling here, even to end the first half, you can bet that will give them a lot to look forward to in the first. Carry there by Ben Walter will give the ball back to Milaca. And yeah, he kind of dribbled it a little bit high on that hand and kind of held it up there, so we'll go back to the Wolves. As we will get everything set up inbound here. And the Wolves now have it in their front court. It'll be Wolbert. Wolbert will give it off now to Taylor. Taylor thought about three, instead drives just inside for the pull-up two. No good. Wolbert's going to get the rebound, though. Nice job shooting underneath the basket and slashing to get that rebound. And he works, now trying to work on the defender. He'll drive inside, wants the free throw shot, but instead gives it out to Martin for three. No good. He does not get the foul call, and it's going to be rebounded by Zulke.
Only a little bit of contact on the outside. Martin may have just lost his balance as well, but no foul there, so it's going to be Annandale for the last shot.
This would have been about 20 fouls each if it were the last reffing crew, but that's just how they called the game. Looks like Annandale wants to be the last ones to take the shot, and we'll get it to Purcell. Purcell, he'll drive, shot. Oh, it's good, that's it.
What a tough shot, falling away, faced up. I was going to credit Milaca's defense for forcing him into a hard shot, but an even better job by Purcell taking that hard shot and hitting it.
So the Milaca Wolves trail here at halftime, 21-18. We'll take a word from our fine sponsors, and when we come back, we'll recap this first half of basketball here on 95.5 FM KBEK.
Stone's Throw Golf Course, nestled along the scenic Rum River in Milaca, is open to the public. They are owned by its members, so every decision made is made by golfers for golfers. Stone's Throw Golf Course challenges the serious golfer with a thought-provoking layout, while at the same time relaxing the casual player with its wonder and scenic beauty. It's more than a golf course. It's memories made with family and friends. 18 holes of golfing bliss on some of the best greens this side of the Mississippi. We look forward to seeing you in the spring.
Save now, plow now. Save now, mow later. The word to remember is save at Minnesota Equipment. End of the snow season means savings on all in-stock snow blowers. Top brands like Ariens and Toro. And if you're a get-a-jump-on-things type of person, get your new mower now and save before the grass starts growing. John Deere, Gravely, Toro, and more. Minnesota Equipment has the machines, experience, and inventory to help you get the job done in any season. Save now at Minnesota Equipment.
Building relationships with hometown service. In its 90 years of business, Milaca Building Center and Foley Lumber has loved serving its community, providing quality lumber and great customer service. Milaca Building Center and Foley Lumber want to thank their valued customers for their patronage and their continued support throughout the years. They look forward to working with you on any of your future needs. Your hometown building center, hardware store, and lumber company, Milaca Building Center and Foley Lumber, building relationships with hometown service.
Hey there, this is Destiny at United Country Preferred Real Estate in Milaca. Nobody knows the country like we do. We truly are your local experts in the market. We specialize in lifestyle properties specially for you and have been since 1940. So whatever you're looking for, we can find it for you. Visit us online at ucmilaca.com. United Country Preferred Real Estate in Milaca is a proud sponsor for the Wolves for all Milaca High School sports. Go Wolves!
Kettle River Pizza, the handcrafted pizza made locally in Ask Cove, Minnesota. Always the highest quality ingredients. Pizza that is consistently great tasting. A true crowd pleaser. 16 varieties to choose from. Enjoy the classics like pepperoni, pepperoni sausage and supreme, to the unique tastes of hot Hawaiian, taco, buffalo chicken, and chicken Alfredo. Pick some up at your local grocer, tavern, or convenience store. Handcrafted Kettle River Pizza. Moms and basketball players approved.
Since 1967, Schmidt Construction, general contractor in Hinckley, has been where to go for all your building projects. Let Gerald Schmidt help you with designing, remodeling, or any new construction. Schmidt Construction specializes in residential home building, agricultural, industrial, and commercial buildings. With expert advice on all of your building projects and ideas, when you hire a contractor to take care of your building needs, you can't do better than Schmidt Construction, general contractor in Hinckley. 320-384-7901.
Back here on KBEK, of course, we want to thank Wellia Health, our video stream sponsor here this evening. Wellia Health wants to remind you that they want to help your athletes stay in the game. Sports medicine services are available at all Wellia Health campuses. They also are a proud supporter of all their local high schools and athletes. They want to wish the boys good luck in the 2023 playoffs. So on that Embrace Orthodontic scoreboard here at halftime, the Milaca Wolves trail the Annandale Cardinals 21-18. Embrace Orthodontics, Dr. Sievers is committed to providing world-class orthodontic care in a friendly and comfortable atmosphere. They're also helping you find a smile you'll embrace forever. Plus, your customized smile journey starts with a free consultation. The team at Embrace Orthodontics wants to make your journey as seamless and convenient as possible with custom braces or Invisalign. You can find out more at their website, embracemn.com. That's embracemn.com. So the first half has come to a close, and the Milaca Wolves trail by 3. And Andy, what did you think of that first half there for the Milaca Wolves?
Well, I thought that they played overall a pretty decent game. They were, I don't want to say patient on offense, but they got good shots. They took good shots. I think there was maybe only one shot that they thought they maybe rushed a little bit, but sometimes you take risk and you take a chance. And I thought that they played very well on offense. They just couldn't get anything to fall. Defensively, I was pretty impressed with the way they were able to get some pressure, be able to knock the ball away a little bit, and be able to kind of put Annandale a little bit more on their heels, having to try to be a little bit more fine with the basketball. We talked a little bit about, not really turnovers being a huge factor in this ball game, and they're basically even at this point in time, 4-3. Annandale with one more turnover, but at the same time, a rebounding edge a hair, 18-14 in favor of Annandale. But the biggest thing that jumps off the page is the fact that Milaca, who averages, as we mentioned, just shy of 75 points a ball game, they shot 27% from the field in the first half, and that's a tough day at the office if you're shooting below 30%. And a team like that, they're going to take a ton of shots. They're going to miss a bunch of shots, and that's something I think they're willing to be able to accept. Is you're going to miss a bunch of shots. You take a bunch of shots, you miss a bunch of shots. But you also take a bunch of shots, you score a bunch of points. But not really the factor here in the first half. We talked about them scoring 75 points. That would give you, if you just take straight math, about 37 points in a half, which they're half of that at this point in time. So they've only had a quarter of what their points are. So I expect them to try to be able to come out, maybe score a little bit more in the second half. And it's not a matter, I don't want to take anything if there's anybody from Annandale listening in. I'm not trying to disparage necessarily the Cardinals, but the Cardinals haven't, it's not that they have played tremendous defense on the other end. Milaca just hasn't been able to hit the shots that I'm sure they've been able to hit all year.
Right, exactly. And here for the Milaca Wolves, it's, again, it's been tough going, but they have had a couple of runs there where they got back on their offense and got in rhythm, it seemed like. But unfortunately for them, Annandale is just, they are not backing down. And a lot of times you might see some teams with some playoff jitters or, the fact that, it's a bigger and or better team that you're going against. It might get into their heads a little bit, but that is not the case here for the Annandale Cardinals. They are attacking right now, and they are getting the job done here for the Cardinals. And I think one of the guys that stood out for me was Nick Walter, who really did a good job. He led the team in the first half with 10 points, but he really did a good job of rebounding the ball, putting himself in great positions to get the rebounds. And again, he had on defense, he had 5 of them, and 6 total. And then Purcell's been doing a good job of attacking the basket here in the first half, plus hitting those pretty big threes here in this game. So for the Annandale Cardinals, they've done a pretty good job of, again, just not backing down, not being afraid. And in this second half, sooner than later, Milaca's going to get in rhythm. Sooner than later, they're going to get their shots to fall, and they're going to find their rhythm. But for Annandale, again, they've just done a good job so far. But for the Wolves, if you are the Milaca Wolves, again, not hitting as many shots as you would like there in that first half, obviously being down by 3. But for Milaca, what do you have to do here in this second half in order to get yourselves into rhythm and get that offense rolling?
Well, they just got to continue to do what they've done all along. Just do what they've done to get to this point. I'm not going to say, I keep wanting to say continue to be patient, but that's not really what their game is. It's being aggressive and getting after scoring points. The biggest thing is to not start forcing it. We talk about it a lot during hockey season as well, that there are times where, if you're not scoring, you start forcing the puck. You start, trying to jam pucks away. You start trying to get too cutesy with the puck a little bit. And I think that Milaca needs to not try to get too fancy trying to get to the rim or trying to get too many close shots or anything like that. Continue to shoot the way you have all year long. Sooner or later, it's going to fall. And I think that Milaca's just got to take a deep breath, be patient, do what they've always done. Don't start trying to press and force things at all, and play a little defense.
Absolutely, and we've seen the Wolves here in that first half show a little patience on offense. So we'll take another commercial break, and when we come back, we'll be set for the second half of action here inside Sexton Arena on the campus of St. John's University. Of course, thanks to Wellia Health for sponsoring the video stream.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Welcome. Welcome.
Welcome to a new era in healthcare.
With expert caregivers
and advanced facilities,
we help you live
in the best way possible.
Engaged, encouraged, and well.
So welcome.
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 Welcome to the new Wellia Health.
Live life well.
This high school sports season, Wellia Health wants to remind you that they want to help your athletes stay in the game. Sports medicine services are available at every Wellia Health campus. Whether it's the young athlete, the weekend warrior, or the accomplished athlete, injuries can happen. Get back in the game by calling the sports medicine experts at Wellia Health, 320-679-1313. Wellia Health. Live life well.
Back here on 95.5 FM, thanks to Wellia Health for providing the video stream sponsorship. Wellia Health is here to keep you feeling your best so that you can enjoy all the things you love best. Count on them for eye exams, mental health services, rehabilitation, wellness exams, urgent care, and much more.
That's a lot.
That is a lot. That is, and we appreciate Wellia Health. And all that they do. You can also schedule by calling 320-679-1313. 18 minutes are back up on that Embrace Orthodontic scoreboard. They'll do all the insurance heavy lifting for you, and if you don't have insurance, ask about financing options. They'll find a plan to fit your budget at EmbraceMN.com. So the Wolves have it to begin the second half, and that's going to go a little bit awry, but they do get it back here, do the Wolves, and they will look to try and score here in this second half to begin the second half, but that is not going to be the case as Annandale will take it away, and they will look to score first, and they will not get it there as it falls, and it's going to be rebounded here by Kyle Martin. So Martin will get the rebound there for the Wolves to begin half number 2 as Annandale tried to score off the turnover, but unable to, as now Wolbert has it. He gives it over to Martin. Martin will shoot over the defender. It's going to be no good, but shooting in for the rebound and putting it up and in for 2 is Braden Taylor. So nice job there by Taylor to locate the ball and then take it to the basket.
Great job by Taylor, just cutting to the basket, not letting things kind of lay back, going after a rebound, and just being able to give the Wolves a chance to be able to score some points.
Wolves now down by 1, but here come the Cardinals. It's Purcell who gives it inside to Wang. Wang, he'll turn around, put up the shot, and in for 2.
Milaca is going to try to drop back into his zone to try to force Annandale to shoot from the perimeter, but that time Wang able to get it inside and shoot over the top.
23-20, here come the Wolves once again. They have it, and they'll give it off now to Wolbert. Wolbert, he'll take it to the basket. Shots up and good.
A little bit of contact with Wang. I think he was looking for maybe a foul on that one, but he kind of initiated the contact to a certain extent, so not really much of a call to be had.
Right. I was wondering if they weren't going to get it, but they didn't, and Wang did a pretty good job of not pushing himself into the Milaca Wolf player. As Purcell has it, gives it off to Nick Walter, and now to Zulke, an extra long 3. It was on the mark, but no good. Wang, another rebound, and he's going to be fouled by the Wolves.
Milaca, again, trying to use that zone to be able to take away the factor of Wang inside, but they just have not been able to control him at all and be able to take him completely out.
That is the first on Kyle Martin. Team's first of the second half. Nick Walter out to Ben Walter for 3, no good. And it's going to be Wolbert with the rebound.
I think that's what Milaca's looking for, is just be able to force him to shoot perimeter jump shots and see if they can beat him that way.
Martin for 3. Oh, it rattles out, and Wang with the rebound. That's I got to imagine that was the look that Milaca was looking for right there.
Absolutely, and it was a very quick look, but it was a good look. That's what I talk about, that Milaca, they run such a fast offense that they get something open and take it right away.
That shot no good. Kyle Martin's going to cover it up just to be sure. Now he'll bring it up the court, give it off here. And that shot's going to be no good from Haas. And that one maybe felt a little bit rushed from Haas.
That one probably not quite as much in rhythm and not really a lot of patience on that one. But at the same time, that's kind of what Milaca does. They try to push the pace a little bit. Hopefully they don't do that too many possessions in a row.
Absolutely, as Purcell will give it off to Ben Walter. Walter in the near side corner, just a freshman. He'll give it off to Purcell, right back to Ben Walter. Walter going up against Martin, gives it off to Zulke. Zulke stands at the logo, now looking to drive. Backs it out to Ben Walter. He's going to travel. And the ball will go back to Milaca.
You see that a lot, especially in the early parts of seasons where you get players on the perimeter. They try to drop one of their feet back to try to get a little bit of extra push, and they forget to put the ball on the ground first.
And it will be a turnover here for Annandale, and Milaca will look to capitalize off that. It's going to be Wolbert who shoots the 3. It's going to be no good, and just out of the reach for Milaca for a rebound. Purcell will bring it in for Annandale. He'll give it off to Valdez. Valdez pointing where he wants everyone to line up. He gives it off to Wang. He wanted Purcell, gives it off far side to Walter. That's Nick Walter. Looking to drive inside, gets it out to Valdez. Valdez, nice move, but then gives it back to Nick Walter for 3. That's off the mark. And great position by Haas to get that rebound.
That was good ball rotation and good patience by Annandale. They got a shot that they wanted, but again, that's the shot that Milaca wants to give them. If they're going to take a shot, that's what it's going to be, and Milaca able to clear the rebound right away.
Wolbert looks for the screen. He drives inside, lost the ball. Zulke will get the steal. And unfortunately there for him, he had a lane to the basket. He had it open, but he just lost the ball on that little spin move. And Unfortunately, it will go back to Annandale with under 14 to go here in this second half. It's been a quick-moving game here between these two teams, as already nearly 5 minutes gone in the second half. Valdez has it for the Cardinals now. He'll drift to the near side. He'll give it off to Walter. Walter wanted to go inside to Purcell, but he was guarded well. Now he'll give it back to Valdez. Valdez will begin his dribble, and he'll look for somewhere to go with it. Goes to Zulke. Zulke on the far side. He'll look to drive, give it off to Valdez for three. No good. Oh, Wang comes down with the rebound.
Ball just bounced just a little bit too high for Trace Haas. He had good position in front of Wang, was able to box him out, but the ball just came off the rim a little hot.
Makes it 25-22. 3-point deficit here for the Milaca Wolves. No more as Braden Taylor drills that three to tie it up.
Good shot in rhythm. Again, a quick possession, but a right choice. Good shot selection.
Taylor ties it up at 25, under 13 minutes to go. Zulke has it for Annandale in their front court. He'll drift to the far side. He looks, he eyes up the defender. He looks to drive inside, pulls up from the free throw line and drops it through. 27-25. Annandale with the lead. Milaca, they'll pull up. Two is no good from Taylor, and it's rebounded by Wang. Cardinals have it back, and
almost threw the ball away. The pass went for Valdez, and he ducked on it.
Didn't realize it was coming to him. Purcell did bring it in, though. And it's Zulke now with it. And being patient on offense are the Cardinals, and again, I'm assuming they want to try and take as much clock off as they can, and it will be Milaca ball after it went off of Nick Walter's foot out of bounds. And checking into the game for the Wolves is Ash. And Ben Walter will also check in. So the Wolves will look to inbound. They'll look to go down and tie and or take the lead. Bring it up the court this time is Lewis Wolbert. Now inside. And Ash had a chance, but that closed up quickly. Martin for three. It's going to be off the mark, and Valdez with the rebound. That looked like the good opportunity for Martin, but just unfortunately could not get it to fall. And now Nick Walter for two. That's going to be no good. And rebound still up for grabs. And Wang is going to be on the sideline. So
that was good hustle by Wang to be able to still maintain going after the basketball. He didn't give up on it. He still chased after it. He just couldn't quite control his body enough as he was sliding across the floor.
Yeah, that was a hustle play there from him, but good for the Wolves as he went out of bounds, and they will look to, again, go down and try and tie and or take the lead. And right now it's just, you mentioned it, the rims were made in Annandale here this evening as the Wolves just cannot seem to get anything to fall in from long range. They've got a couple, but certainly not as many as they wanted. That one was tipped. Probably should have been a foul call.
Little bit of contact inside. No calls. The ball went away from Hunt on the play.
The entire bench for Milaca was standing up wondering, hey, how does that one not be a foul? And nice job there by Peyton Hunt, knocking that one out of Purcell's hands. He said, you try and drive on me, that's what you're going to get, as he knocked it out of bounds. So we'll stay with the Wolves, but a move like that can certainly provide motivation for your team. And right now it just seems like the Wolves have gone bitter cold shooting anywhere right now.
This game may be all the football game, first round football game that went to double overtime between Milaca and Annandale earlier this year.
Martin got a hand on it, and it will go out of bounds off of Annandale. So they will get it back, and I'm sure there's a couple of names here from both of these teams that were playing football. I'm sure they're pretty familiar with each other. And that was quite a game, too. That game went into overtime, and you were on that one.
Yeah, ball knocked away as the two-point conversion pass went over the middle. A very wide-open offense that Annandale ran and gave Milaca fits. But Milaca able to come away with the victory in overtime in that one.
And then you and I called a game between Foley and Mora later that night in which Foley got the upset. So very, very fun playoff atmosphere it was for the fall sports season, and it continues to be here for the winter sports season as Milaca has it. They continue to get this ball thrown around. It's no good. Rebounded by Peyton Hunt. No good again from Martin. This one still up for grabs. It's swatted away. Rebounded here. I believe that's Ben Walter. It is. Wow. Milaca had every chance they could and still couldn't convert. And then Wang, nice hesitation, is fouled. They'll go to line for 2.
Says a lot about the Milaca Wolves and what they're able to do really on both ends of the court. The fact that, if you're watching this game, but you're not seeing or looking at the score at all whatsoever, you would actually think that Milaca would be down in this game. But they're only down by 2. I mean, they are down, but you think they'd be down by 10 because they just have not been able to get a shot to fall. Good shots, good offensive sets, good in-rhythm type plays. They just can't find the bottom of the rim right now, which you got to believe is going to happen at some point in time. But sometimes you just have those kind of nights, and credit Milaca, they haven't really gotten out of that so far, to this point at least.
And they're trying to switch things up. They're trying to go inside. They're trying to go back outside, and they're trying to find any shot that they can. But so far, like you mentioned, just not able to find them. And hopefully, for their sake, they can quickly get a shot to fall, and then another one, and maybe it leads to a snowball effect. As nice move and spin and put up and in for 2 by Lewis Wolbert.
Wolbert's going to be the guy that's going to try to make things happen and start that spark for the Milaca Wolves.
And he's been showing he was able to hit it from anywhere. He's also got some nice ball handling skills where he's able to spin off like that and turn around and put up a shot. But right now the Wolves do trail by 2, creeping up on that halfway point here in the game. 27-29, Wolves do trail. And we thought the Mora game was low scoring. This one, pretty low scoring as well. As the Cardinals do have it, it's Zulke with it to Valdez. Back to Zulke. Zulke to Nick Walter. Now to Zulke. Zulke looks, he drifts to the far side. Looks, he'll drive inside now on Martin. He spins back outside and gives it off now to Westman. To Valdez. Valdez on the far side. He wanted to drive, but Haas, great pressure. Now to Zulke. Westman. And nearly stolen away by the Wolves, but Valdez gets it, and that's going to be out of bounds.
So that ball gets just knocked out of bounds. It'll belong to Milaca as Valdez just kind of lost it going up. That was, I think if Ash falls down, which I don't think that there's a world that Valdez is knocking Ash down, but I think if he falls down, that's a charge all day long, and I think the officials were waiting for it, which is why they didn't call a foul on any type of contact for him holding his ground.
Yeah, it was. It looked a little different, but Ash does a nice job, and Wolbert drills that one and ties it at 29. Now, can the Wolves get the shot to break the tie? That's what they've been doing seemingly all night, unfortunately, is they get it to tied or within 1, then all of a sudden Annandale goes off for 3 or 4.
All starts with a good defensive possession, maybe be able to get something out on the fast break.
So the Wolves need a big stop here, and it just feels like if Milaca gets the lead, it's all going to start to go for them. Feels like that's kind of the momentum we're waiting on right now for the Wolves. As the Cardinals will simply, take their sweet time on offense. They are in no hurry. Quite literally taking a page out of the book of the Mora Mustangs. Not hurrying at all. They're going to wait for that shot to open up. They're not going to rush anything. And quickly picking that one up was Valdez, but almost could have been called for a travel. But he did get a hand on that ball, did Haas. And Annandale will again continue to pass the ball around and look for an open shot. That one's going to go off the legs of a Milaca Wolf, stolen away by Peyton Hunt, and that might be the shot that they need. And quickly to Kyle Martin, who puts it up and in for 2. And that gives them the 2-point lead.
That was what I was talking about just a moment ago. Get a good defensive possession, get yourself a fast break, and now you got a little bit of momentum. You got the crowd on your side. You got a lot going right for you right now, and you get Annandale taking the timeout, which sometimes gets the crowd even more fired up.
It really does, and we've got a whole pack of Wolf fans here. Yeah. You see what I was going for.
I'll follow.
Didn't land the way I wanted. Want to thank Wellia Health for sponsoring the video stream here this evening. Wellia Health is helping student athletes shine. They have sports medicine services from Wellia Health at all 3 locations, Moore, Pine City, and Hinckley. They also want to remind you they want to help your student athletes stay in the game. Dr. Mullen and his staff are available at all Wellia Health campuses.
You talked about the low-scoring affair in this game at 31-29 on the Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. On the other side, Annandale averages 52 points a game, so even they are well behind their average as well.
Yeah, it's really interesting to see the difference that the playoffs can do to teams, and it's a very entertaining one so far, but the Milaca Wolves seemingly may have found that spark that they need. As Andy Beckstrom mentioned, the Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard, Dr. Sievers is committed to providing world-class orthodontic care in a friendly and comfortable atmosphere. They are also helping you find a smile you'll embrace forever. Find out more at embracemn.com at all 3 locations too, Pine City, Lindstrom, and Cambridge. So Annandale will get this ball inbounded to Zulke. Now they give it off to Walter, to Purcell, inside to Wang. Wang, yeah, dang, unfortunately, Martin just leaned a little too far over Wang. Otherwise, that one may have been a block for Martin.
Yeah, good ball fake by Wang to be able to get the defender in the air and just force him to kind of lean in on him a little bit. Good job by him to be able to force that issue.
Well, that ties it at 31, so much for the momentum side of things as Wang turns it into a 3-point play to give Annandale a 1-point lead, 32-31. That's kind of the way it's went all night. As soon as Milaca will kind of tie things up or get it within 1 or maybe even take a lead, it's Annandale comes back, just storms back. This one might come down to whoever has it last and can score. 6:35 to go. Milaca trails by 1, 32-31. Wolbert has done that all night long, and he continues.
Little spin move in the paint, be able to get himself square to the basket, be able to just get it over the rim.
And it looks like slow motion when he's in the air locating the basket, that he's just able to slow it down and locate the basket and drill it. He's done a great job of keeping his team in it with the shots like that and getting them to fall as well, as Zulke will give it off now to Nick Walter. He'll give it right back to Zulke. Zulke drifts to the far side. He wanted Valdez and now goes inside to Purcell. Purcell fadeaway shot, no good, and Kyle Martin grabs the rebound.
Milaca's going to want to slow it down just a little bit, but they want to get a good shot to be able to get some points off of this possession.
For sure. I mean, the Wolves, their offense obviously prolific, but tonight Annandale's doing a good job of slowing it down. But after the Wolves take just a little bit more time off the clock, and Wolbert's going to chuck one at the basket. It's going to be no good. Oh, and it was being held. I mean, Purcell was holding Haas. He had his arms wrapped around him, and Haas did a good job of falling backwards to draw the foul. I mean, Purcell, there's no argument. He completely, basically hugged him from the front.
Trying to be able to use that angle to hold him off the basket, but Trace Haas did a good job trying to be able to get around him to kind of force I have to basically take him down, otherwise he's going to get it.
Yeah, that was a nice move there by Haas, and Martin will back his way in, can't get the bounce, and Wang with the rebound.
Like to see Martin, if he's going to back down a guy that he's got a foot on, maybe square up to the basket, not do a quick jump.
Purcell gives out to Valdez for 3, no good. It's swatted to Hunt for the rebound. He'll take it one-on-one. That's going to be good at plus the and 1.
And that's a great job by Hunt, moving from the near side to the far side of the paint, moving back and forth, not allowing. He was setting up to try to be able to take the charge. It was a great job being able to get back on defense to get that set up by Zulke. But Hunt did a great job, kind of semi-Euro step to get past him to force him. All right, well, I have to shift now a little bit. Either you get an easy lay-in or you commit the foul.
So nice job there by Peyton Hunt to draw the foul, plus drop it in for 2. And we'll now look for possible 3-point play. And he does. Peyton Hunt gets the 3-point play to make it 36-32. And the Wolves have a 4-point lead. We'll take a quick commercial break. You're listening to Boys Playoff Basketball on KBEK.
Keep your home or business comfortable this winter by getting a furnace tune-up from Dale's Heating and Appliance. A tune-up from Dale's will keep your furnace running at peak efficiency so you can stay warm all winter. And Dale's offers financing on new heating systems as well. Your hometown heating expert is Dale's Heating and Appliance. Avoid costly repairs and call Dale's Heating and Appliance at 320-629-3531 or find them online at dalesheatingandappliance.com. dalesheatingandappliance.com.
Did you know that Franzen Bank and Trust is a Minnesota-owned company? And they're one of the largest community banks around. That's a great combination. As a community bank, they're dedicated to their customers and the communities they serve. You might say they're big enough to help, small enough to care. Last March, they provided $20,000 in grants to 6 different Minnesota communities. They also processed well over 1,700 PPP loans, allowing local small businesses to keep their employees on the payroll during the pandemic. Franzen Bank and Trust. Real people, real results. Member FDIC.
95.5 FM KBEK, the home for tonight's quarterfinal matchup between the Milaca Wolves and the Annandale Cardinals. Wolves finally out to a little bit of a lead, 36-32 with 5:07 to go here on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. Embrace Orthodontics, your customized smile journey starts with a free consultation. The team at Embrace Orthodontics wants to make your journey seamless and convenient as possible with custom braces or Invisalign. Annandale back with it. It's Nick Walter who has it. He gives it off to Zulke. Zulke has been bothered by Wolbert all night, and Wolbert's done a good job, both offense and defensively.
One of the things that's a little bit that I just noticed now, and I'm like, I feel like he hasn't come off the floor a whole lot. Him and Peyton Hunt have played the entire ball game so far.
Wow. Zulke, a long three is going to be no good. It's rebounded by Taylor, Braden Taylor. He'll bring it up the court now. He'll give it off to Wolbert. Wolbert stands top of the key. He'll give it off now to Haas. Trace Haas has it near side. He'll give it at the top of the key to Peyton Hunt. Now back to Wolbert. Wolbert's just going to stand and waste some of the clock here, and he will dribble it out, and Annandale giving him some cushion, and he says, hey, if you're going to give me the cushion, I'm just going to sit here and waste some time, as he'll give it off to Haas, and now give it off to Taylor, and Taylor will now drift to the near side. He'll give it inside to Hunt. Hunt spins. An awkward shot, but he puts it up and in for 2.
Awkward, but you notice he did a really good job squaring himself up to the basket when he went up with it. Kind of bobbled it a little bit when he went up, but he was still square to the basket, so it was an easier shot body-wise.
Great job there by the Wolves, and they'll lead 38-32. A long three, no good, and now Peyton Hunt with another rebound, and he'll give it off to Wolbert, who will leisurely take it up the court. Now turns it into a jog.
I feel like Annandale, that one might have been rushed just a little bit. You start to kind of sense, you talked about if Milaca gets a couple of scores, couple of points, couple of buckets, that things might just start to amp up a little bit on the Wolves sideline. And now they have a 6-point lead and the ball on offense. And so I think that that's what you're starting to see right now is Annandale starting to press.
And we, of course, want to thank Welly Health, our video sponsor.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Welcome. Welcome.
Welcome to a new era in healthcare.
With expert caregivers
In advanced facilities.
we help you live
In the best way possible.
Engaged, encouraged, and well.
So welcome.
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 Welcome to the new Wellia Health.
Live life well.
Again, it's 95.5 FM KBEK. Site for tonight's game, Sexton Arena on the campus of St. John's University. And the Milaca Wolves taking on the Annandale Cardinals in the second of these quarterfinals. The first one saw the Morrow Mustangs beat the Melrose Dutchmen. And now the Milaca Wolves built up a little bit of a lead here with 3:22 to go over the Annandale Cardinals, and will look to continue to build on their lead as that last pass went inside. It was bobbled around a couple times but knocked out of bounds by Annandale, so Milaca will hold on to it, and they'll look to add on to their lead out of this timeout. We have 3 left for the Wolves, 2 left for Annandale, and 3:22 to go on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. Of course, Wellia Health wants to remind you they want to help your student athletes stay in the game. Sports medicine services are available at all Wellia Health campuses. Milaca Wolves get it inbounded here to Peyton Hunt, and again, they have been, the last couple of possessions have been super patient, just continue to take a lot of time off the clock, and they'll look to do that here as they pass it around, and not looking for any kind of basket soon, but now Trace Haas will put it up and in for 2.
And you mentioned it, they were going to be patient, except for the thing, it completely opened up in front of Haas. If he was able to get by his defender, there was nobody in the paint.
Zolke, that one felt a little bit rushed there from him because he was darn near on the red of the out of bounds on that far side. And he tossed that one up, but an easy rebound for Kyle Martin. So now they'll get it inside to Peyton Hunt. Shot is up and in for 2.
And that's just a mismatch right there. It's the height of Milaca. We've seen some speed earlier. That one's a height mismatch on the other side.
42-32 Purcell. A 3 is no good. All of a sudden, that momentum has heavily
That thing
switched.
you see bouncing down the road is one of the wheels that have fallen off.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for Annandale, but Milaca finally have found a rhythm. Wolbert, he's going to be double teamed. He'll just give it up the court to a wide open Hunt. Now gives it over to Martin. Martin will give it back to Taylor. Now to Wolbert. Wolbert will drive. He almost got fouled, but he'll float it up. No good. And he's going to go to line for 2.
And you see some of that patience. There was 2 defenders behind him, so smart play by Wolbert. Just go ahead and go to the basket. If you either get fouled or you get a free lane right to the rim, and he's been able to hit that floater most of the night. So go ahead and take that advantage, or take advantage of that situation that laid out right in front of you. And he's going to go to the line. Hopefully he's able to hit both, but nonetheless, it's smart basketball being played by the Wolves right now. They've played aggressive basketball all night long, but right now, while you'd like to maybe see more seconds fall off the clock if you're a Milaca fan, take what's in front of you. Go ahead and be aggressive. Don't just start playing prevent defense.
Absolutely, and Wolbert does hit both, so those are huge free throws, 44-32. Poked out by Wolbert, and Wolbert will take it. Spin move on Zulke. He'll put it up. No good, and the rebound still up for grabs. It's going to be grabbed by Taylor, and he got fouled. So Taylor got the rebound. He was fouled by Purcell, I think, or maybe it was Ben Walter. I don't know who it was, but it was a foul on Milaca.
One of the other factors to kind of look at a little bit, it's a 12-point ball game. Annandale, that's only their 4th foul at this point, so we're still not even to the bonus at all.
Right, and that was, that's a good mention because in the first half it was not even a lot of fouls. I mean, 5 by both teams. 3 for Milaca, 2 for Annandale there in that first half, and Taylor will get fouled. So that'll be the 5th for Annandale now.
I think Annandale is starting to get to that point. Minute 52, I think they want to start fouling a little bit. They want to at least get the fouls to get to 7, so they're going to commit one more foul here, probably as soon as the ball gets into the front court, before they actually start fouling to try to get people to the free throw line.
Wolbert does a nice job to pass that one off, and now he gets it to Martin, now to Haas, now to Wolbert, and I'm pretty sure Milaca would like it in the hands of Wolbert maybe for the free throw.
I'm surprised they haven't committed the foul because they still have only 5. So right now a foul doesn't really do much. It doesn't hurt them and it doesn't help them.
Yeah, they're not trying to foul at all.
But at the same time, Milaca is just going to go ahead and kill the clock.
For Annandale, well, it works. I mean, Nick Walter got a steal, but now he has to stop and turn around. And they're going to try and find the open shot. Zulke for 3, it's no good. And Peyton Hunt with the rebound. Yeah, you got to wonder what Annandale was thinking. I mean, you got to think now they still need to get a foul, and they're not. And inside to Taylor, and that's almost it. Interesting that Annandale still no foul. Haas, beautiful pass inside to Haas, and that adds on to the lead. So I got to wonder what Annandale was thinking.
Yeah, I don't know if they were just kind of giving up on the game, but 40 seconds, you have to foul. And with only 5, you got to commit a foul just to get to that bonus if you're going to try for that.
Yeah, so interesting. Oh, Nick Walter may have gotten away with a travel. No good on his shot. And it falls in from Westman for 2 as he got the rebound. So this will probably be the point where we start to see the younger guys and JV guys check into the game as I believe we got a timeout called here by Annandale. 46-34 is the score. Milaca is on their way to the semifinal game against Mora. So the 3rd time those 2 teams are going to match up this year, and it's going to come down. They split the season series. It's going to come down to the semifinal.
Yeah, Milaca won handily in the second game, but the first one went to double overtime. So not a game to be trifled with coming up on Wednesday.
Yeah, that will be a fun one to call. Of course, that'll be right back here at St. John's University at Sexton Arena, and you can bet we will be out here with bells and whistles on, calling that game.
I have
That'll
to bring
be a fun
bells
one.
and whistles?
If you would like.
I think I have a bell in my car.
Perfect. Cowbell?
Sort of.
So the Wolves will just continue to pass it around, and that will pretty much do it. So a low-scoring game, but
Annandale still trying to pressure, but I'm still surprised that Annandale just never went after the basketball with about a minute and a half to be able to get up over the double bonus.
Yeah, you got to wonder what the idea was there, but there it is, the final buzzer, and it sees the Milaca Wolves get the victory over the Annandale Cardinals, 46-34 on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. Embrace Orthodontics, they'll do all the insurance heavy lifting for you, and if you don't have insurance, ask about financing options. They'll find a plan to fit your budget. Of course, we want to thank Wellia Health for providing the video sponsorship here tonight. Wellia Health is a proud supporter of their local high schools and athletes. They want to wish the boys good luck in the 2023 playoffs. We'll take a commercial break, and then we'll come back and recap this game. You're listening to Boys Playoff Basketball on 95.5 FM KBEK.
Are you interested in a technical degree that can quickly help you land your dream career? Or maybe you've always dreamed of going to a four-year college, but you'd like to start close to home. Either way, Pine Technical and Community College has you covered. PTCC offers more than 50 degrees in hot fields like healthcare information technology, advanced manufacturing, and business. PTCC is now accepting applications. Financial aid may be available online at pine.edu. Starting out or starting over, find your future at Pine Technical and Community College.
Everyone has a long to-do list nowadays. With a busy schedule, it's easy to forget about yourself. Don't neglect your dental health. Schedule a quick and easy checkup with Dr. Matt at Northbound Dental in Ogilvie and Milaca. Dr. Matt and his team believe life is better with healthy teeth and would love to see you and your family soon. Make an appointment today at northbounddental.com or visit them on Facebook. Family Dentistry in Ogilvie and Milaca. We look forward to brightening your smile. northbounddental.com.
This is Paul Jackson, broker owner of Hewitt Jackson Real Estate in Milaca, located across from Casey's General Store. We have been serving the local community for the past 17 years and would like to wish the Wolves a great experience in playoffs. Come visit our website at www.hewittjacksonrealestate to view not only our listings, but all the listings across the state of Minnesota. And again, go Wolves!
Stones Throw Golf Course, nestled along the scenic Rum River in Milaca, is open to the public. They are owned by its members, so every decision made is made by golfers for golfers. Stones Throw Golf Course challenges the serious golfer with a thought-provoking layout, while at the same time relaxing the casual player with its wonder and scenic beauty. It's more than a golf course. It's memories made with family and friends. 18 holes of golfing bliss on some of the best greens this side of the Mississippi. We look forward to seeing you in the spring.
Save now, plow now. Save now, mow later. The word to remember is save at Minnesota Equipment. End of the snow season means savings on all in-stock snow blowers. Top brands like Ariens and Toro. And if you're a get a jump on things type of person, get your new mower now and save before the grass starts growing. John Deere, Gravely, Toro, and more. Minnesota Equipment has the machines, experience, and inventory to help you get the job done in any season. Save now at Minnesota Equipment.
Back here on 95.5 FM KBEK, the Milaca Wolves come away with the victory here over the Annandale Cardinals, 46-34. It was kind of a tale of two halves here, Andy, in this one for the Wolves. The first half, a little bit of a slow start, didn't get some of the shots they would like, and turnovers weren't super big, but they were a little bit of a factor. And then in the second half, all of a sudden, the Wolves got the turnovers.
Well, absolutely, and you talked a little bit about, that once they were able to get a lead or kind of get into that position that they were going to kind of run away, and that's really what happened. Once they were able to kind of break through, kind of break that glass just a little bit, they were able to kind of not run away with it, but definitely be able to kind of take control of the game, take the momentum on their side. As you mentioned, turnovers not a huge factor, 8-5, only 8 turnovers in the ballgame for Annandale, so they didn't necessarily shoot themselves in the foot at all, but it was definitely a tale of two halves. We talked a little bit about how Milaca played well, got good offensive possessions, got good shots, but just couldn't find anything. They shot 27% in the first half. Well, in the second half, they shot 48%. So They got a little bit more what they were looking for, a little bit more what they were trying to do. They scored 28 points in the second half. They beat Annandale 28-13 just in the second half, which is part of the reason why they came away with the victory. But that's what they were able to do, is just keep hitting shots and keep forcing things on offense. And not forcing things. I shouldn't say forcing things. Continue pushing things. They were aggressive. They went after it. They weren't just laying back, like, okay, well, we need to wait extra or we need to start forcing the ball inside. They continued to be patient yet aggressive, which I know is kind of an oxymoron, but that's really what happened tonight, and it showed in the second half. As I mentioned, shooting 48% from the floor. On the other side, Annandale, they went cold. They were hitting almost everything in the first half, but in the second half, they shot 22% from the field. And so, very tough night in the second half for Annandale. Milaca able to take advantage of the opportunities that they had in front of them. And just a solid, balanced game that Milaca had. They're going to be a tough matchup for anybody, and I think that Wednesday game between Moore and Milaca, it might be one for the record books. It's going to be just a phenomenal game. If you're not already planning on being here, start making your travel plans today, because it's likely going to be just a barn burner. As we mentioned before, the first one went to double overtime, just a thriller in Milaca earlier this season. I would expect nothing less on Wednesday from a team that one's a high potent offense, one of them's a lockdown defense. Who's going to win? The proverbial something's going to give.
Yep, yeah, exactly. And that Wednesday game going to be so fun between these two teams. We've got two of our local teams headed to the section semifinal here. Again, that's going to be on Wednesday. That game will be played at 7:30 back here at Sexton Arena. And, of course, we'll be back here with video thanks to Wellia Health. But, yeah, again, for the Milaca Wolves, they do get the victory here. And, again, their potent offense was held down here today, but they still got it done. And what does that do kind of for the psyche of a team like that, where, they're used to scoring, as we mentioned, about, 73 points per game. And then in this game, they were held down in the first half, and in the second half they came alive. But what does that do for you, knowing now, hey, we can play this game? We've seen it with Annandale. We're probably going to see it with Mora again. We know we can play in this now.
It gives you the confidence to know that, just because we couldn't get our shots to hit doesn't mean that it's just ball game over. You know what I mean? It gives you the confidence that you know that you can still play a solid game no matter what happens out there. If you're cold shooting, it'll get there. If you're not hitting the shots you normally do, don't force things. And I think that in a way, I really like the fact that Milaca stayed patient throughout the course of the ball game, because in a game like this, when you're not hitting shots, it would be very easy, and we talked numerous times about this, it would have been very easy for them to start forcing things, start trying to be able to get to the rim a little harder, trying to be able to do things that they wouldn't normally do. So credit the coaching staff and the players for being able to stick with what the coaching staff was saying, to just stay not patient, but stay aggressive and stay playing Wolves-style basketball. And that's what they were able to do. And if nothing else, just from a coaching standpoint, that's something that a coach can sit back and be like, all right, remember when we said it's fine. We're going to get there. You know what I mean? Like, against a team like Albany, you're going to have to hit all of those shots in the first half. It's just a tough matchup with that one. But at the same time, if you play like that and you stay within yourself, that's the biggest thing, staying within yourself and not trying to do too much, not trying to force things. That's going to be the huge difference in the ball game, and that's something that I think Milaca is going to have that confidence going forward that, hey, we've now played, and they probably played maybe more than one game, but in a tough atmosphere, in a big gym, different type of feel than a regular high school gym, just with the bigger background stands. It's just a different feel altogether. We can still win a ball game like that. We talked before that Mora was kind of a not a been there, done that, and oh ho hum, and they're bored with it. But more so, they have the experience in this type of situation. Milaca doesn't have quite as much experience, but a game like this goes a long way towards giving them the confidence in this type of environment.
It really does. And looking forward to Wednesday, we have the top 4 teams left: Albany number 1, Mora number 2, Milaca number 3, and Sauk Center number 4. Albany beat St. Cloud Cathedral. Sauk Center beat Osakis. That was the game we got to watch. That was a fun one.
Tremendous ball game.
Yeah, that was a fun one. Right up to the very end, Osakis had that last second shot, but just came up short. Of course, Mora, they got the victory over Melrose, and we just watched Milaca get the victory over Annandale. So we will wait until Wednesday. Semifinals for Section 6 AA is Wednesday here back at St. John's University at Sexton Arena. And the game between Mora and Milaca will be at 7:30 p.m. right back here on 95.5 FM KBEK. Now, talking about that game, we've talked about it a little bit, but for both of these teams, for Mora and Milaca, obviously, this is going to be the third time they've played. We've talked about it. It's hard to beat a team 3 times in a season, but to play, they've split the season series. But the emotions going into that one have just got to be insane. The adrenaline's going to be running. Obviously, you win, you get to the section championship. But what do you got to do as a coach to make sure that, hey, you're keeping your emotions in check and you're just playing the game?
Well, and that's one of the things is the way they played in the second half, the way they were able to close the first half. We talked about having that confidence or whatever, and that's something that they're going to be able to keep those emotions at least handled. You know what I mean? And that's what you almost have to be able to do. How you be able to break that ice, you got to figure out a way in the locker room or during warm-ups to be able to, all right, get any of the jitters out now, because as soon as the ball goes up in the air to start, Mora's coming, Milaca's coming. Whoever starts hot may end up winning the ball game.
Yeah, we kind of seen that here in this one. It looked like Annandale, although it was a low-scoring first half, it looked like Annandale had the momentum. They got off to the better start than Milaca did, and Milaca didn't hit the shots that they would like, but all of a sudden Annandale had momentum. They come around here in the second half, turn things around, and Milaca continues to pull away. Again, I think turnovers, again, not a real problem here in this one, but again, Milaca was something that was interesting. Again, only 10 free throws in the entire game. We talked about that after the first half. What was it? I think 4 or 5 in the first half, and now 10 in the game total. But both teams were perfect from the free throw line.
Yeah, well, you take advantage of the opportunities that are there, even if they're few and far between. You got to do what you can, and usually you see a lot more free throws, but the officials let them play. It wasn't an overly physical game at all, but at the same time, the handful of times that they were, the officials let them play, and I think that was a well officiated game. It was a lot of fun. It was up and down basketball, and always fun to be able to have the local team and alma mater be able to come away with the victory.
Right.
But at the same time, it was just a fun ball game, and it moved very rapidly. I mean, it's not even 7:30 at this point in time, so it was like an hour and 15 type of ball game, which is you don't see a ton of those at all. And it just officiated well and up and down and fast, and just a really, really fun ball game to be a part of.
It was, absolutely. And again, the final here in this one for the Milaca Wolves, they get the victory over the Annandale Cardinals, 46-34. Of course, we want to thank everyone for tuning in here this evening. Thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks so much to all the fine sponsors, Welly Health, Embrace Orthodontics, and all the rest who sponsored this broadcast. Of course, Stones Throw Golf Course, United Preferred Real Estate, Hewitt Jackson Real Estate, Milaca Building Center, Foley Lumber, Welly Health, Minnesota Equipment, Pine City Technical Community College, Franson Bank, Schmidt Construction, Dale's Heating, and Kettle River Pizza. We appreciate all of the fine sponsors who sponsored this broadcast and every broadcast we have done this year. So the Milaca Wolves move on to the semifinals, where they'll play a familiar opponent, a conference opponent, in the Mora Mustangs, coming up here on Wednesday at 7:30.
Mora and Milaca about 15 miles apart, but they got to drive to the far side of St. Cloud to play.
Right. That's they both got to go though, and we will see who comes out of that one victorious to go to the championship game here actually they'll be playing at St. Cloud State, but either way, we will find out who will get the victory and who will get the final say, basically, on the season. It should be a fun one there for both of those teams. And again, thank you for tuning in on the broadcast here. Thanks to all the fine sponsors. Don't forget to stay tuned to the morning shows, where you can catch your local sports update on 95.5 FM KBEK at 7:30 and 8:30 with Rock and Robin Riley. Then over on 100.9 FM with Joshua Miron at 7:45 and 8:45. You'll get your local sports update, as well as some other sports from around the area, as well as some regional sports, maybe even some national sports as well. Of course, want to give a huge shout out to Welly Health for sponsoring the video stream. If they do not sponsor the video stream, ladies and gentlemen, we can't bring you the video here tonight. So a huge shout out to Welly Health. The final, once again, Milaca 46, the Cardinals 34. Andy, any final thoughts?
Just a tremendous afternoon of basketball. A lot of fun. Mora getting the win earlier tonight into kind of a defensive, not really a defensive battle, but just kind of sticking things out and doing what they do best. And then in the nightcap, Milaca kind of winning a low-scoring battle. Teams that average 55 and 75 respectively held to almost half of that. And just being able to kind of grit it out to a certain extent. And a lot of fun, and really it just lays up to be a huge matchup on Wednesday.
That it does. And again, we thank all of you for tuning in. Thanks to all the fine sponsors. Remember to be kind to everyone. You never know what someone is going through, and your kindness could really make their day. For KBEK, I'm Ethan Game Day Gilman. That's Andy Beckstrom. Have a great rest of your night and a fantastic weekend.